Well, apparently this last episode is a movie tie-in. Let's hope it's not as bad as the football one. We open up with what I guess is a flashback, since it has Kota fighting in Vess and Michan still having his sanity. Also, the crowds are blaming the Beat Riders for the Vess, so yeah. In the next scene, Mitsuzane asks Kota why he's fighting for such an ungrateful lot. Kota answers that, having the power to do something about the monsters, he can't just sit around, and after all, Mitsuzane isn't either. We get confirmation that it was a flashback, also that 4 months have passed since episode 46. Life is slowly going back to normal, but it seems like both Kureshima brothers are still wrecked by guilt for their past actions. Takatora is putting his all in helping the world recover, while Mitsuzane still stalks the Beat Riders' gatherings. The group seems very open and ready to welcome him back, but he refuses once again. Shaki suggests that he still may feel guilty, to which I say, well, duh! And Peko, who was almost killed by him, isn't as forgiving as the others, and while Zack completely misses the point, a bug appears. In the next scene, for the shipper's pleasure, Takatora is having a heart-to-heart with Akira regarding younger brothers. It seems to be about to be a little melancholic, but Oren arrives to save the day with custom cakes, which were Jonouchi's creation, but his cool entrance lacks humility, as Oren is quick to remind him. But before we can get more humor, more bugs appear, and it's revealed that it's the monster that stalked Kota during the football episode. In another part of the city, Mitsuzane is also trying to understand what the hell's going on when he's confronted by a girl with a Sengoku driver and a mysterious lockseed which gives her the darkness arms. But after the transformation, she starts talking with a male voice. She's possessed by Kogane, the villain from the football movie. Michan doesn't remember him because the events of the movie were a dream to him. But Kogane is not so forgetful and is back for revenge. After roughing Mitsuzane up a bit, though, he leaves him alone, saying that the hunt is about to begin. Back at Charman, Oren, Jonouchi and Takatora are fighting the monster. But without a belt, the outcome is predictable. Kogane appears and mocks them for their weakness, and I was wrong, Jonouchi lost his belt as well. Zack arrives, but he gets bitch slapped around too. He then decides to let them leave to see the destruction of everything they hold dear. Back at Bandos, the four discuss the situation. Bottom line is, no drivers, no party. Their own drivers are gone, and the mass-produced ones too having been disposed of to be on the safe side. But more importantly, while they could build new ones, they have no way of getting new lockseeds. But Jonouchi, having been a swindler tactician himself, understands that Takatora still had one driver on him. He wants Takatora to let him have it and be the one to face Kogane. Takatora refuses, even with Jonouchi reminding him that 4 months are still way too few to recover completely from what his body has been through. He decides to just steal it, and out of the blue, he asks Takatora if he knows what happened to Ryoji. Takatora reveals Kurogane's ultimate fate, and Jonouchi realizes, well, he always felt it, I think, that it was his fault. Takatora isn't the only one who wants to atone for something, and seeing which lockseed is in the suitcase. Next scene, people are running away from the Beauty and the Beast when they get confronted by Jonouchi. He dons the PINECONE arms and charges. His training shows, even with a weak lockseed, he's no slouch. Still too weak for the monster though, and when Kogane joins the fight, things go from bad to worse for Jonouchi. In the end, the last driver and lockseed get destroyed. But not really, since Mitsuzane still had his own prototype driver. I've been keeping count, I knew it. Kogane mocks him. Kota may have stood a chance, but him? Mitsuzane agrees that he's not half the man Kota was, but since he's not here anymore, it's up to them to pick up the hero's slack. Michan fares better than Jonouchi, but not that much. The Beauty and the Beast are still too strong, but Mitsuzane doesn't give up. This time he will protect everyone in Kota's stead. In the end, he manages to strike Kogane hard enough to break his transformation, but since he's still possessing an innocent girl, Michan can't finish him off. Also, he's blackmailed into breaking his own transformation. But just as everything seems lost, with Mitsuzane apologizing to Kota for being once again useless, guess who's back? Back again, motherfuckers! The Kamen Rider God is back for his last loose end, and he expels Kogane from the girl's body. It's time for one last fight together. Michan transforms again and Kota dons the Zenith arms, with just a 2. The battle is very samurai choreographed and the serious intro plays in the background. Kogane defends himself better than what I thought, but not enough to defend himself from who beat him before, plus his friend. With a double rider kick, Kota and Mitsuzane end their enemy once and for all. It's then time for the last goodbyes. Kota is convinced that they will do fine even without him and Mai watching over them now. Mitsuzane would like for him to stay more, but after telling him to reassure his sister, he disappears. Mitsuzane then reunites with the others, their days of fighting officially over. Also, somehow, the secret tree that started everything is back where it originally was, and not mysterious at all. Guess whose spirit is there? Mai probably brought him there to persuade him that humanity still has a future, but Kaito is convinced that they repeat their mistakes soon enough, war and pain, but Mai counters, that's the point. Humanity is not about being perfect, it's about never giving up and learning continuously. Kaito smiles a true smile, compliments Mai on her strength, and disappears, and we discover that Kota has gone to say goodbye too. After confirming that everyone has managed to move on and face a new future, it's time for them too to take the next step. The last image of the episode, of the series, is that remote planet once shrouded in darkness, suddenly becoming lush with life. And that, people, is Kamen Rider Gaim in a nutshell. Well, I thought it'd be much worse. It's not a movie tie-in, meaning that it's to promote a movie, it's a movie tie-in in the sense that it tied up the loose ends left by the movie, and it's not that bad. Sure, taken alone it's kinda meh. The scenes with Jonouchi, Mitsuzane and Kota were pretty cool, heartfelt, they wrapped up their stories nicely, but the rest... after episodes 46 fight and sublime writing, this comes off as inferior. But I think that this is supposed to be seen together with episode 46, as it was one. Together they make a nice wrap-up of the series, and as one episode they would be perfect. Sadly, television running times. Now, since this is the last episode, right now I should be speaking about the series as a whole, the impression it left me with, everything, but I will leave that for the Gaim Awards, which will be my official goodbye to Gaim. For those who don't follow my podcasts, it's a video where I will uncover my top 5 and the absolute worst of the following categories: episodes, rider forms, characters, fight scenes, and a special category. Also, I will give my final score to the series as a whole. So this is a pretty short episode, Rider fans, but I'll make it up to you, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on my social media accounts. Next week we start with Kamen Rider Drive. Right now I have a pretty meh impression of the series, but hey, I had a pretty meh impression of Gaim too at the beginning. I'll keep an open mind. For the last time on a Kamen Rider Gaim review, Jane!